further.
Yeah, I sit here and I do myself. Like, oh, Michael Avenatti comes on, I ignore. Stormy Downs, like, that's it. But I know other people don't, and that's a problem. And that's probably makes it that much easier for the president to do what he's done.
Keeping a sense of perspective at this moment, which is it's a disorienting time. I think that is a challenge for the citizenry and for journalists.
That's for sure. All right, guys, we'll pause it here. Again, you guys are staying up ahead. A very special, very silent guest makes a triumphant return to the Meet the Press set. Perhaps the most popular guest we've ever had. We'll be right back.
When I decided to just do it, I said to myself, I said, you know, this Russia thing with Trump and Russia is a made-up story.
He fired Comey because Comey would not, among other things, say that he wasn't a target of the investigation. He's entitled to that. Hillary Clinton got that, and he couldn't get that.
But he was the target of an investigation, and they kept it secret so as not to squitch up his campaign. Joyce, what am I missing?
So look, I'm not going to defend Jim Comey here, but there is a difference. Comey talked about Clinton at the very end of that investigation. They knew she wasn't going to be charged. They had played out all of the evidence. People like to quibble about it, but that's the facts. Here we're talking about a point in time during and in the middle of an investigation, and the president wants a clean bill of health. Rudy thinks he's entitled to one, and he just isn't. This isn't how American justice works.
And we talked about this before, but you know, we started with more news about how all this went down in real time from the great New York Times reporting. In real time, Donald Trump wanted the heads of every national security agency, the people who are supposed to protect us from terrorist attacks and North Korean nuclear missiles, to go out and say he wasn't under investigation. His campaign was under investigation. Was he asking them to do something? You know, how does that land on career professionals at these agencies?
It doesn't, and that's why everybody was writing memos. I mean, these are weird conversations. Can you imagine going to your boss is like, hey, I'm thinking you should do this, and you say, no, and maybe I'll write this down because maybe this will come up again later. That's why everybody was documenting this. I would love to know from the Pompeo, Coates, and Rogers,
right.
What were they thinking when they heard this? I'm sure the Mueller investigation will sort of take care of that.
And they're all witnesses in the Mueller probe, so Bob Mueller already knows.
And the most essential is Sessions. I mean, Sessions really is for the obstruction case. You know, from Trump's perspective, he's much more vulnerable in the obstruction case and other crimes discovered during the course of the investigation than he is with collusion. He may not be aware that he was influenced by the Russians. He not only is in denial, the scarier situation is he doesn't even realize that it happened. Yeah. You know, and that's how he's repeating it.
And that to me, the Sessions piece is a very intriguing piece, because you go back, I think now's a good time for everybody to go back and replay his public hearings and just watch. Don't listen so much to what he's saying. Listen to two things: how he's saying and how his body is reacting to the questions that he's being asked. And there's several points you could tell where he stops and he's looking and he said, I can't tell them what I know.
Yeah.
Well,